Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan.
My name is Carter Nolan.
Welcome back to Season 3, Episode 12 of The Bad Batch. It's been a very good season, honestly. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Would you say this has been looking like one of their best seasons?
This is easily their best season.
Say so.
This is their best album.
They're cooking.
They're cooking a lot. Honestly, thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to our content. We cover a lot of the Winnipeg Jets. We do some wrestling, and then we cover this as well. It's a plethora of stuff. It's all over the place. That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah.
So, this episode took a turn I wasn't sure it was going to make, and it brought back Admiral Rampart from Season 2, which is a fun concept.
Yes.
Just yes? Anything else to add?
Well, okay, so I like this because Rampart was a character that we both very much enjoyed in prior seasons, as he was one of those. I don't know if his what was his actual rank again? Admiral. He was one of those admirals that actually seemed a bit distinct. There's a lot of admirals, especially in Rebels, a little bit that kind of you can't tell one away from the next. It also doesn't help that they use the same character design for a lot of them. But with Rampart, he was very distinct. He had he was very recognizable, and so he's very much still like that, even though he's in not the best circumstances anymore.
He's an asshole.
He's still an asshole.
Here's when we find out that he's brought back in the episode, which was exciting.
Admiral Rampart. He sent none to save there when we decon.
Let's go!
City. Why didn't you say anything before? Because
it makes sense. The former head of the clone project being changed to having the knowledge of the current head, that makes sense.
Was he in charge of the clone or the stormtrooper or the new stormtrooper?
It was kind of a thing where he was just working with he was kind of on the front lines of that,
of kind of bringing in that new stormtrooper program.
Yes. Yep. So by extension, it would be the relocation of clone troopers, which makes sense. It's a compelling story. He's also somewhat of a compelling character because he's one of those characters that actually just gets completely bombarded by the Empire. They threw a bus station at him. It wasn't just the bus. He did not get thrown under the bus. No, the man got hit by the whole population. It was bad. And
he was very much used as a pawn in the Emperor's manipulation to get that stormtrooper program going. He acted on his own and that was unacceptable, which is why we need the stormtrooper. It was one of those things that Emperor double-crossed him in order to get what he wanted.
Yes. Also, too, we get to see the return of a fan favorite, the turbo tank, which was great to see. Oh, I love this. Oh, there it is. There it is.
There's that big boy.
It's good to see. Oh, this is like the Rogue One when they had the things transporting everybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's always great seeing that Clone Wars era stuff come back into a show that is slightly not Clone Wars era anymore.
Yeah, well, it makes sense because Bad Batch, of all the stuff between episodes 3 and 4, Bad Batch is supposed to kind of take place the closest to the Clone Wars itself. And literally just after Revenge of the Sith. So it makes complete sense that transition is still happening. And we're still seeing gunships and Venators and clone turbo tanks, and we haven't yet seen the AT-ATs, the Star Destroyers, and all that sort of stuff.
This is also this whole arc is a fun way of not just having an easy out for the heroes, which I really appreciate. I appreciate when Star Wars makes the extra steps to show why something is hard to do. Having Crosshair miss the tracking device, having the tracking device get taken off her person before leaving the planet, those are conscious decisions that work towards showing how thorough of an evil can be. And I appreciate when a show goes those extra miles to show that, and this show does that. What I like as well too, obviously, as Carter said, is the subtlety of the changing of the designs in the way that there's shots
No more red.
But there's also shots that are deliberately supposed to make it seem more imposing rather than more heroic. And I like when films make that conscious decision halfway through the movie or something like that you can see that change in something. And it's like it was sitting there in front of you the entire time, but now the show is making the conscious decision to spotlight it.
Yeah.
We get to see Rampart in a disheveled way. Reaction here.
Don't you order me around.
Damn, what happened to boy?
Our boy is so screwed! Yeah, you know,
Big beard Rampart.
It's beardy Rampart. It's beard Rampart. Yeah, no, it's really funny because, like...
Doesn't speak Ugnaught.
Does not speak Ugnaught. Not a big fan of the Ugnaughts.
Makes that very well
Shocking, known. I know. Not a big Ugnaught fan. I couldn't believe it myself. But yeah, no, like, it's a really good episode. It's stuff that, like... It's filler, but because it's a filler in direct clashing with the Empire, it doesn't feel like bad filler. It feels like filler that is not side questing. It feels like a filler
because it's still progressing the story. Because because Crosshair missed that shot, in order to progress the story for them to get back to Tantus, they have to do this because that's the way to figure that out. So
and also sense. Too, they give us clues, but they don't give the whole game away on the deal at the prison, which is a very nice touch. Meaning you can touch on that in a later medium, and it works just as well because we don't know the entire intricacies of that prison. That is something I really like. Mm-hmm. It revolves a lot. It reminds me mostly of, what did you say it reminded you of?
That prison. It reminded me of The Mandalorian. Season 2 with what's his name character? Played by Bill Burr. Yeah,
it reminded me of two things. Mm-hmm. One, the beginning of Rogue One.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
Two, the second Andor arc, which took place on the planet with the Comet Festival.
Oh yeah. Where
they had that base there.
Crazy escape, and then he just kills the guy right after.
It reminds me of that, yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
We also got to see some truck-on-truck action, which is great to see. Oh!
Wait a minute.
Oh!
Brother went full Lightning McQueen!
Let's go! It's monster trucks.
Star Wars monster truck.
Star Wars monster
I said he looked
trucks.
like Lightning McQueen.
It was great.
Like, flipped that
it was
way
great.
It
was great. It was very good. I was a big fan of that. I liked it. And the last scenes were good. The action was solid. And we finally got the answer that... I like the idea that you can't clone a Jedi, but because they finally made a clone that can become a Jedi, the gap is almost filled.
Yeah.
I like that. Where it's like you can now technically clone a Jedi, but it's very, like, we don't know.
Here's the question. If you clone Omega, does she reproduce that midichlorian, or do you have to clone her a bunch of times and just hope for when she actually does?
To be fair, though,
what is it like cloning a clone?
To be fair, what they're saying is Omega's DNA is the one that keeps the cells from falling apart. Is what I've been taking from it. Like, it's like, you never played Batman Arkham City, but I'm going to explain it for anyone who's played Batman Arkham City. There's a plot line where Mr. Freeze has made a cure for the blood poison that Batman has. However, the enzymes decayed too quickly over time, so they go to Ra's al Ghul, who's had his blood basically in circulation for hundreds of years, and because it's able to withstand that decay, that's how it works. That's pretty much what Omega is to the plot. Yes. But yes, it's been a good episode, solid episode. Looking forward to next week. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
How did my father die?
Like a panther.